My name's Anusha, I'm a musician and a vlogger apparently. I really want to talk about music for once because music is my first love. I'm not a video essayist, I am not a commentator, I'm a musician. Plus, my song Burden is out in a couple of weeks, it's out in July, which the pre-save link will be there soon. Therefore, I want to let you in on my process. In particular with this video, I want to talk about the songs that inspired me to write Burden. Because as much as us musicians like to yammer on, we don't just come up with songs, we get inspired to write things. And loads of songs inspired me to write Burden. I'm thinking about making this a series, so we'll call this Anusha's Music Muse. The title is still in the work. But I am a sucker for alliteration. And the first band that I would like to talk about is Muse. Do you see what I did there? I have loved Muse since the famous baseball scene in the Twilight film. We all know it. It's amazing. Fight your mum. And I also feel like if you're British, you'd be hard pressed to find someone who doesn't have a sort of opinion about Muse. Whether they love them, hate them, just think they're like over the top. We all kind of know Muse. But I love Muse for several reasons. Matt Bellamy is into classical music, and if you don't know, I never started off doing what you call secular music. Or no, secular music is the church one. Pop music. I didn't start doing this. I didn't start doing popular music until very recently. I was actually a classical singer, and I would show you, but maybe I'll put a video in. I did grades, and I'm used to exams. I'm used to sitting there with an examiner and just having someone judge you on your singing. And you can tell with Muse that they also love classical music, especially the way that they construct songs. And so I definitely take inspiration of not completely discarding that the stuff that I learned in my classical training. I actually love that Muse incorporates that, and that's something I really want to do. Also, in a lot of their music, they talk about like anarchy and things breaking down and all that kind of stuff. Even though Matt Bellamy is a huge liberal, we'll get to that another day, it's fine, it's okay. Me being an anarchist, I love it. Like, I love the idea of just having a whole album of, well, the world's falling apart, fuck it. You know, like, that is something I would love to make one day. Which I'm kind of making with the song a little bit, but not particular. I want to make, like, a huge, big concept thing. But again, another day. I don't have the money to do that right now. I also sort of love the simplicity of some of their songs. A lot of people, when they talk about rock bands in particular, they'll say, oh, I love how they use this F minor over D in the second inversion and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes Muse just get rid of the fluff and they just write the song. And me personally, I love that. I want to talk about Muse's first album called Showbiz. And specifically a song called Falling Down, which is not their most known song. But that song directly inspired Bird. So if you don't know a bit about Muse, Showbiz was their first album. They had a few EPs before, but then Showbiz was released in 1999. And was produced by a guy called John Leckie, who, if you don't know him, he's worked with every fucking band, including a band called Radiohead. If you don't know Radiohead, then, you know, good for you, actually. don't conform to the hegemony. But Muse do get compared to Radiohead a lot. As a huge aside, they got signed in America. And there's a huge conversation that's happening online and in podcast spaces where we talk about, like, do British artists go over to be more appreciated in America, especially if you're black? And let me know in the comments if you want me to do a video on that, because I personally feel go where you're loved, but also it's a bit fruitless for someone like me with no economic capital. Anyway, shout out to Rick Rubin for discovering Muse. Thank you, my friend. You're cool. So, Falling Down specifically was described by John Leckie as Muse's blues song. Matt Bellamy was just messing around with the guitar, and he was like, oh, these are fun chords. But they didn't know that these were actually blues chords. So John Leckie told them, and that's what they ended up calling it. The song itself, like the structure and the lyrical content of the song, is actually about like the band's upbringing. They grew up in a very small town called Teignmouth, and they just felt like they weren't appreciated because it's a small seaside town in England. Like, of course, it's going to be a bit of a shit show. And if you're a band like Muse and your mind is here and everyone's very small-minded, especially as someone who also grew up in a small town, then yeah, of course you're going to feel a bit shit. And I'm going to read some of their lyrics out now to kind of let you know like how dramatic and angsty this song actually fucking is. One of their lyrics is, too late, I already found what I was looking for. You know, it wasn't here. No, it wasn't here. Here being the hometown. And I think this definitely was a, haha, I've been discovered sort of song. I was calling your name, but you would never hear me sing. That's definitely a, I'm not being listened to. That's definitely one of my favourite angsty lines by Muse. And this is the line I really want to highlight because this kind of links to Burden. 5,000 houses? 5,000... This is either wrong or whatever, because I directly copied this from Genius. Genius, are your lyrics wrong? Anyway, 5,000 houses burning down. No one is going to save this town. And I think what the band is sort of portraying, they're trying to paint a picture of, I want this town to burn down. Fuck this town. I've had enough of it. Anarchy, yay. But I'm sure they weren't thinking of anarchy when they wrote of this, but that's what I took from it. If you haven't listened to the song, pause this video and go listen to it. Let me know what you think. I love it because it's just angsty. You can almost feel the teenage angst just oozing off it. And I really hate when angst gets dismissed as just like emo or like, oh, that's just them being childish or whatever. Because angst is a real emotion, and this was the feeling of displacement from all of their hometowns. They're like, actually, I really hate it here and I want to leave. Now you can dismiss this as just angst, you know, it's whatever, but I personally really related to the song because I too felt very angsty about the situation that I was in. And that's kind of what Burden is. It's angst. The lyrics, rather than being melodramatic like Muse and talking about burning things down, it's more of a diary entry. It's a letter to a friend. Rather than me just tweeting through it, I said I wanted to be heard. I too want someone to listen to me. I felt displaced. I felt angsty. I felt aggravated. But let me tell you, we are dramatic fuckers as musicians. We love presentation. Dramatics. No, but seriously, we love lyrics that just can hold an audience. And I think the 5,000 houses burning down and Will You Mourn the Death of Me, they sort of have that sort of dramatic to it. They want to stop you in our tracks. And I'm not trying to compare myself to Muse. Let me just say that. Like, they know all the chords, I know the C chord. But really, my song is definitely not like Muse. My song's woo-woo, it's over there. It's like Insane in the Main Brain sort of thing. But I'm kind of repeating myself, sorry. I think COVID has taught me how love works, and it sort of taught me, actually, there are some people that I don't need to be around, otherwise I'm gonna get angsty, otherwise I'm gonna feel displaced. And to be honest, I continually think to myself, like, the person who sort of ruined my trust, who I basically displaced me as a friend, I always sit there and think to myself, one day you're going to call me and say, look, babe, I'm so sorry. Maybe they'll watch this YouTube video and say, I'm here. I see you. But all of that, for me, is I'm romanticizing the friendship that I thought we had. And I need to realise that what the friendship was. It talks... Burden in itself talks about, like, the feeling of displacement, the feeling of being discarded. And I think the first lyrics of the song... what was of the song or the chorus? The first lyrics of the chorus, I thought we could talk, I should have done better. I held you together, but you threw me out. And rather than me kind of being dramatic like Muse and being like, everything is going wrong, I'm being quite matter of fact. I'm saying, you threw me the fuck out. And that's it. And I think, unfortunately, that's what ableism does. It displaces you from society. It displaces you from society. Whoa, can I speak? It displaces you from the society. Wow, I have a lisp. I'm so sorry. Ableism displaces you from society, and it sucks shit. And that's why Falling Down was inspired. No, other way around. That's why Falling Down inspired Burden, because I understood that displacement and I wanted to write like it. I wanted to write as dramatic as Muse. It's getting dark. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for bearing with me. This is sort of a new setup. This is not going to be here next time. This is for something really cool, but I thought I'd kill two birds with one stone. But yes, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more of these bullshit videos about Burden and what the song's going to be. I'm very fucking excited about what Burden is going to be, because I've put my heart and soul into it. Like every fucking musician says, I've put my heart and my soul. But I really have put a year's worth of work into one fucking song. So I'm going to keep talking about it regardless of if you like it or not. Anyway, you can find me at AnushaLDN on all channels. The transcript is in the video. I should have really said that at the start. But if you want to like rewatch it or whatever, the transcript's in the video. And be sure to watch out, because a Burden announcement will be out very soon.